Jessii Vee, and in today's video we're going to be continuing our It's Near You series. Whenever I ask you guys what videos you want to see, you always say continue the It's Near You series. So that's what we're doing today. The state we are discussing is Florida. Now before we get started, I just want to remind you guys I do have some new merch. In my previous video I was wearing the pink one to this shirt. This is the blue one. It is a metallic cropped top that says proud to be strange and unusual. But look at the shine. Look at it there. So the lettering is just straight up metallic, but the stars and the moon are actually like a glitter metallic. And like I said before, I really wanted to do a crescent moon on this shirt because of the tattoo that I have right here. And if you didn't see my last video, this is the other color. So this one is like a pink that has gold metallic and gold glitter. And on the back of both of the shirts, it says a metallic Jessii Vee. Now these shirts aren't super cropped. They're just a little bit cropped. I would say a couple inches cropped. I don't even think it's cropped enough to show like your belly button. So if you guys would like these, they are limited edition. So once they're gone, but I will link them down below in the description. So if you are proud to be strange and unusual, definitely check out these shirts. This is probably my favorite design yet. It just means so much to me. It is me. All right, so let's move on to the most haunted places and things in Florida. We're gonna start off with Robert the doll because the second I did research for this video, he was the thing that popped up everywhere. The story of Robert the doll dates back to the early 1900s when a young boy named Eugene Robert Otto was given a one-of-a-kind handmade doll by a servant that worked for his parents in his home. So he named the doll after himself and became very quickly attached to it. It was this strange straw-filled doll that was life-size, and the boy brought it along with him everywhere he went. But it wasn't very long before people started noticing that Robert had some very evil tendencies. The boy's parents would often hear him in his bedroom having conversations with himself in two entirely different voices. They would also wake up in the middle of the night to their son screaming, only to find the frightened boy in bed surrounded by overturned furniture. So these parents would run into this boy's bedroom and his furniture would be all over the room. Chairs upside down, desks thrown across the room, toys all over the ground, and the boy would always blame his doll. He would be like, "Mom and Dad, it was my doll, I swear." And obviously that's really hard for parents to believe. Soon after, all these weird things started happening in the house, and every time the parents would ask their son would say, "Robert did it." So Robert did it became like the thing to say. His parents would also often hear the eerie sound of Robert giggling around the house. And whenever people would pass by their house, they claimed to see a small doll moving from window to window. Robert was eventually moved to the attic, where he remained for a number of years. So these parents literally couldn't take it anymore and decided to put Robert the doll in the attic. Now the boy eventually grew up and his parents passed away, and he became an artist and would spend his days alone in this giant mansion. He would always be painting with his old friend Robert the doll sitting beside him. He eventually got married, but his wife hated the doll, and legend has it that it actually drove her to insanity, and she would frequently try to lock it in the attic. Others say that this man actually even died with Robert the doll right by his side. So he's had it all through his life, even until death. Robert the doll now lives at the Fort East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida, where some believe his hair color and his soul are both slowly fading. But everyone that visits this museum is warned that Robert the doll can put curses on people. They say that if you take his picture without asking permission first, he will curse you. To date, the walls near his glass case are covered in numerous letters from previous visitors begging for Robert's forgiveness and asking him to remove any hex he has cast. So people will literally travel back to the museum and apologize for taking his picture without permission, or they'll beg him to remove the curse. Some people even say his facial expressions are always changing. So this doll is just said to be one of the most haunted dolls in the entire world, and I would love to go see him. Maybe sometime in the future. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the creepy places in Florida. The next place is the Devil's Chair. It's located at Lake Helen Casadaga Cemetery. And according to the legend, if you sit in the huge brick chair at midnight, the evil one himself will make an appearance and will come visit you. So if you sit in the Devil's Chair at night, he will come and say hi. They also say if you leave a can of beer on the Devil's Chair, it will reportedly be empty the next morning. So this is definitely a very scary thing to see. No one ever wants to meet the evil one. No No thank you. And people have feared this chair so much that it's actually caused a massive decline in visitors at this cemetery. So if you go here, it looks just like completely abandoned because no one wants to be around the devil's chair. Now, people say that's probably all a hoax and doesn't actually happen, and they say this chair was probably actually created to be a mourning chair back in the day, constructed so visitors could go to the cemetery to sit and pay respects to their dearly departed loved ones. But nevertheless, a lot of people have had very scary experiences while sitting on that chair. The next place is the old lighthouse. It's located in St. Augustine and was built in 1874. This historic lighthouse rises 165 feet above sea level and contains 219 steps leading to the top. But people say this very lovely lighthouse is actually very haunted. People have reported strange encounters, feeling strange sensations, and they think there is definitely more than one ghost lingering there. The first is the ghost of Joseph Andrew, the lighthouse keeper of the original lighthouse, who fell to his death while painting the tower. And then there are the ghosts of two young girls who drowned when a building cart they were playing in broke loose and slid down the hill into the bay. So guests have reported hearing the sounds of these two girls laughing, and some have even seen the eldest daughter wearing the same blue dress that she died in. The aroma of cigar smoke can be detected when no one is smoking, and footsteps are often heard on the stairs long after the lighthouse is closed to guests. And the figure of Joseph Andrew has been seen at the top of the lighthouse. There's also another picture that I found that's really eerie where someone saw like a woman ghostly figure standing at the top of the lighthouse, and no one's allowed up there that high, so it looks pretty creepy. Next, we have Brownie the dog. In Daytona's Riverfront Park, there is a small half-hidden tombstone that belongs to a dog named Brownie. Brownie was rumored to be incredibly friendly with Daytona residents, and when he died, they buried him in the park. So obviously Brownie's spirit is not an evil one, but people often say they see his spirit wandering around the park, wanting to come up to people and basically say hi. So it's supposed to be this really cute and friendly ghost dog. So this is like the first one that's not that scary. Next, we have the Enzian Theater. As you settle in for a late night movie at the Enzian, keep your ears and eyes open to your surroundings. Legend has it that guests have seen the disembodied head of a woman floating from corner to corner screaming. There is literally a ghost head, no body, just a head, that floats around this theater screaming. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but imagine seeing that. She only appears on moonless nights at 1 a.m. and vanishes into the restaurant next door. So her head is very specific on when it shows up. Alright then. Next, we have the Haunted Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Now, I have done a whole video on all the haunted rides at Walt Disney World. So if you guys haven't seen that video, definitely go check it out because I mentioned everything over there. I'm not going to mention it again. The only reason why I'm talking about this Pirates of the Caribbean ride for a second time is because it's probably one of the most popular ghosts at Disneyland, or Disney World I should say. We're in Florida. It is said that the ride is haunted by a ghost named George, and the story goes that George is said to be the ghost of a Disney cast member who died in the early 70s while helping to build the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction. Now, this sad story has changed over the years to like different variations, but that's the gist of it. Some say he was crushed, some people say he fell from the top of the ride, but cast members have said to have seen a ghostly apparition on ride monitors in Pirates of the Caribbean, and they've also heard mysterious footsteps or phone calls from the control room when no one is there. And what's creepier is that every single morning, one of the cast members has to say, "Good morning, George." And when they're closing at night, someone has to say, "Good night, George." If they don't do that, the attraction will have issues throughout the day with breakdowns. And he's not said to be a mean or vindictive ghost, he just wants to have all the attention on himself. So if he doesn't get that, he causes problems. Now, I've actually been on this ride before when I was probably like 10 years old, and I did sense something off about it. And lastly, we have the Gucci store. The Gucci store at Palm Beach had some serious paranormal activity. The employees were said to be driven out by a poltergeist. The playful ghost was known for calling out employees' names, flickering lights, opening doors, and moving things around. It was so bad they had to actually call in multiple multiple paranormal researchers and exorcist teams. What? But nothing was working. They couldn't get rid of this really terrifying poltergeist. So this Gucci store had to completely move locations. I just have never heard about a ghost in a Gucci store, so I thought I would include that in this video. Anyways, so guys, those are all of the creepy locations in Florida we're gonna be talking about today. Obviously, there's so many more and so many I haven't covered, but this video would be way too long if I did that. But if I missed any really good ones, definitely comment them down below. And if you want me to continue this It's Near You series, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. But I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Don't forget, these are available online right now, link down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!